From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check in this recording. The fourth stimulus check got a great surprise as legislators, both Democrats in the House and Senate, said, get it done. Call the vote. In this recording, we go over the monthly stimulus check, how much you're going to get and when you're going to get it. And that when is the big question. When we knew it was going to come in July, but now they're saying don't wait another minute. This is as minutes ago, the House passed a $1.9 billion bill for funding the police. So could stimulus be next for the vote? I have all the breaking details on Afternoons LALATE. Then we cut to fifth stimulus. Incredible great news, as your benefits will be raised if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, and veterans benefits, but now they could be raised an additional sum in January next year. I have all the incredible great news about this double rise of your benefits across the board. Then in the middle of this recording, we go over the big money land in your bank account today, this week, and next week. It's all really incredible great news, and then big breaking news from Wall Street across the board. It's an afternoon like you've never seen across the land. I have all exciting great news for about your fourth stimulus check, your fifth stimulus package, and the big money land in your bank account, starting right now on Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Afternoons LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check, that monthly stimulus check starting in the month of July. But could it be coming earlier? Wow, really incredible great news. In this recording, we'll go over how much you're going to get and when you're going to get it and why there's so much breaking news about the fourth stimulus check that's so incredible from actually both the House and the Senate. Yes. Then we'll be cutting to fifth stimulus in the second half of this recording. The rising up your benefits if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, and veterans benefits, and survivor benefits, but an additional rise thereafter in December. We'll go over that calculation, and it's all breaking on Afternoons. Then in the middle of this recording, we go over the big money land in your bank account or mailbox today and tomorrow and next week, and the big money available for you to get. And then breaking news from Wall Street about a series of major things that could change this economy on the eve of the fourth stimulus vote. Wow, what a big broadcast I got for you. This is LALATE, the 24 hours a day, 7 days a week financial news channel, the only one of its kind, growing leaps and bounds. I want you to subscribe. 400,000 subscribers just a few days ago, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. So subscribe right now. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes. Let's do it. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino V VIP. You get access to the PDFs like the one I'm about to reveal to you in just a second. But let's get to the breaking news about the fourth stimulus check starting right now. The fourth stimulus check is that monthly stimulus check that starts in the month of July and continues month after month thereafter. It's incredible great news. It has two proposals, a House bill and a Senate proposal. So let's go over the details and how they contrast across the board. The fourth stimulus package will get a push two ways, both House and Senate, and let's compare. The House proposal is a pandemic plus 1 year payment of a check month after month for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Senate proposal is a stimulus check from July to December. If you're in the live chat just after 3 o'clock on the West Coast, 6 o'clock on the East Coast, get ready to vote. But don't vote yet because we have to go over the monthly amount. Here you go. House proposal. $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. Senate amount, unknown, but word on the street, the Senate amount monthly is this. Wow. Wow, that is incredibly great. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. Now, don't vote yet because we're going to go back to this number, which is the number of checks at issue. Pandemic plus 1 year. Here's what you need to know about why that's getting a twist across the board. When will the vote occur? They represent July. But will the pandemic be over by the month of July for purposes of legislative posture, not for medicine? Most analysts believe it may be over by the month of July. And we got that indication on Thursday when the CDC lifted the mask mandate a week ago today, saying if you're vaccinated indoors or outdoors, you can take off your mask. Then the White House lifted the mask mandate a week ago on Friday on White House grounds. Yesterday, the governor of New York lifted across the state. Californians lifting it on June 15th. And countless retail, big box, and national Fortune 500 companies continue to lift the mask mandate every single hour of every single day. Whether it's Home Depot, Lowe's, or CVS, or Ultra Beauty, it's all going away, which signals that the House proposal of pandemic plus 1 year may just be 1 year, not pandemic, because it may be over by the time of the vote. With that, we then go back to the calculation. House proposal, $1,000 for 1 year. That's $13,000 or $12,000. Senate proposal, 6 months, approximately $12,000. Yes, now it's time to vote. Which one looks more sensible? Senate versus House. And how's the weather where you are? Also drop in the comments. I'd love to see where you're watching. It's currently nice and sunny here in Southern California. Not too hot, but it is warming up a little bit. So tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather as well. So there you go. Let's go over the details of who gets it, where you get it, and when you're going to get it, starting right now. Forced stimulus is a monthly stimulus check starting the month of July and coming month after month thereafter. A check in the month of July for the month of July. Ultimately, I'm a reporter, not a legislator, so they making representations, not my representations. They represent the vote will be in July, and they made that representation again yesterday. So that means that everyone would get the stimulus check in July and then in August, for August. There would be no waves of stimulus checks where people get different days and different weeks in the month. They can't do that. It's a monthly stimulus check. The amount of the stimulus check would be the same for everyone? It would. Adult dependents, minor dependents, adult dependents, everyone else, all the same amount of stimulus check. Is it taken out for taxes? No, it's not income. Is it subject to child support? We don't know that answer just yet. Don't know that across the board. And finally, who gets it? You do. You do. If you got that third stimulus check, you get the fourth stimulus check. Make less than $75,000 single individual, you get the fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you get the stimulus check. Just double it because it's two of you. Household 4 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Just quadruple it. And yes, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, you get the fourth stimulus check. Who wrote the fourth stimulus check bill for the House? Jalapal. And when Jalapal wrote the fourth stimulus package bill for the House, a monthly stimulus check bill, month after month after month, who co-signed the proposal? Over 100 House Democrats. And guess what? There were 50-something, 30-something in the Senate that did the same. Why is Jalapal important? Because of this letter coming up in the second half of this recording, or in the middle of this recording. Stay with me, but let me give you the other items coming up. That's your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. More about it in a second with Jalapal and the amazing twist happening in the last 48 hours. But let me cut to a preview of what's coming up in the fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus is in the second half of this recording, where I go over that increase of your benefits. Into the fifth stimulus package in September, they're going to, like fourth stimulus, do a two-step, 2-month process. And instead of adding in stimulus checks, they're going to add in SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, reform. Lifting up your benefits and then tying it to inflation. Now we're seeing that the inflationary rate in December could be a lot higher than we initially thought, which means your benefits could go up not once, but twice. Incredible great news, and those details are coming up in the second half of this recording. So now let's get to the meat and potatoes, the middle part of this recording, about the tens of thousands of dollars available for you right now. When third stimulus was passed in January, in the spring of this year, I told you that you're getting a $1,400 stimulus check, but that's only $1,400. I told you the big money was $5,000 to $20,000 of other money that you qualify for under the third stimulus. And then as a purple hawk, you need £1 to get that money before the stimulus stampede runs in and gets it before you. And now the stampede's starting. Why? Because the money's landing. It's landing this week and next week. It's $350 billion landing at your city, county, and state, and I'm going to go over how you get it starting right now. Get a pen and paper ready because I got a lot of money for you across this entire recording. Stay with me. I got money throughout this entire 30-minute show. All right, let's get to the first item, rent. Great news for rent. It's about $5,000 of rent, about 4 to 6 months of rent across the board. How do you get it? Reach out to 6 places: your city hall, your city housing authority, your county hall, your county housing authority, your state hall, and your state housing authority. The words you're going to use are rent assistance because of COVID. Don't use the word stimulus. Reach out to them and ask them about the money. Remember, they had second stimulus before. That was in December. It's used up. This is third stimulus. You can also say the American Recovery Act from Biden. Then they have money also for utilities assistance, a couple hundred to a couple thousand, and then money for mortgages and also mortgage utilities. Incredible, great news across the board. Yes, that's about $5,000 for rent, about 4 to 6 months. But there's more. SNAP. Every day I have a viewer say, thank you, I got rent. Thank you, I got SNAP. SNAP is one of the big winners of this channel over the last year. What is SNAP? It is money for food. It's very easy to get. If you got a stimulus check, you can get SNAP generally. How do you get it? Reach out to Department of Agriculture. They administer it. Department of Agriculture, DOA. Reach out to 211 and get connected to Department of Agriculture to get on SNAP, money for food. How much can you get? A fortune. A fortune. A family of 4 in Hawaii can get upwards of $16,000 a year. Why so much? Because of 2 great executive orders, one from Biden, one from Trump, that increased it 15% over 1 year. Go get it. Amen. So there you go. That's about $16,000 for SNAP and about $5,000 for rent if you're in Hawaii. We're doing really well. We're 11 minutes into this video. Great money across the board, but it comes up to now to a reality check moment. Reality check moment number 1 in this video is that I want you to get this money for rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance because it won't be around again. I told you that we don't track checks on this channel. We cash checks. I don't want you to go from stimulus check to stimulus check to stimulus check because the big money available for you under third stimulus is this. Also, reality check. That's first come, first serve. So the stimulus stampede will try to get it before you. Don't wait and get it. And reality check number 3 is that this money is not coming back. Under fourth stimulus, rent assistance will not come back. Rent stimulus, mortgage stimulus, eviction moratorium, and mortgage forbearance all going away in fourth stimulus, not coming back. So get it. All right, let's turn to the incredible great news, which is big money coming from 2 different locations. It's thousands of dollars. One viewer got $2,000 from one of them. Another one is waiting for $5,000 from the other one. Let's go over the 2 starting right now. On the left side is the big money coming from the states. It's about $5,000 for one viewer who told me. And what is this? It's money being returned back to you where they had overpaid you and asked you to return the money back to them. So what's at issue? Let's go over how much money, how you're going to get it, and when you get it. First, what is this? This is overpayment of unemployment benefits at any time where they overpaid you due to computer malfeasance, no fault of your own, and asked you to return the money back to them. Well, guess what? The federal government has stepped in, saying it was not your fault. You should not have had to return the money back to your states and has now ordered the states to return the money back to you. Incredible, great news. So how are you going to get it? In the bank account that you have on file with your state's unemployment office. Filing when? Depends on the state. Reach out to every respective state. All right, let's go to this side. Big money coming over from this side. And who's this one from? IRS, Department of Treasury. I'm going to go over what it is, how you're going to get it, and when you're going to get it. All right, let's go over what it is. Thousands of dollars are being returned to viewers. One viewer already got $2,000 being returned from IRS or Treasury for overpayment, for payment of your taxes on your unemployment benefits. Here's the example. The tax that you paid on your unemployment to IRS is being returned back to you. So let's say you had a $9,000 unemployment benefits in 2020. You filed a tax return of which your $5,000 taxes to IRS. Of that $5,000, $4,000 was taxes on the unemployment benefits. You're getting back a check of $4,000. Congratulations. Next, how are you going to get it? In the mailbox. Watch for a beige or white envelope. Inside is a beige check from Department of Treasury or IRS. And then what's the subject line? Refund. Finally, when? It's coming in 3 phases. First, also, if you have a direct deposit account listed on your 2020 tax return, it may go there instead. When? we have phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1 is being paid across the remainder of this week. Phase 2 starts the end of this week, goes into next week, and phase 3 is the end of this month. Yes, everyone's getting paid in May. So who's phase 1? Single filers who have very simple returns, no dependents, no other refunds. Phase 2 is single filers with complicated returns. And phase 3 are joint filers like husband and wife. Great news across the board, which brings us back to Jalapa. Yes. So early in this video, when we were talking about the House proposal for the forced stimulus with those monthly stimulus checks, I told you that the bill for the House was written by Jalapa. And that Jalapa, when writing the bill, got over 100 plus signatures from House Democrats saying, we're going to add it, we're going to do it, we're pushing it out the door. So what did Jalapa do this week? Back from Jalapa again was another writing. And at this time was this. This is incredible great news. The Jalapa writing is to Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi saying, call the vote. Wow. It substantially does not go over the forced stimulus bill in any substance. It goes over basically get it done. The messaging of the letter is very clear that over the last few weeks, we've waited for Republicans for counterproposals. They've not moved on counterproposals. Call the vote. We've been doing the two-step, two-bill, two-month process for a while. We're nearly finished. What are we waiting for? Call the vote. Incredible great news. And guess what? Not only is this letter co-signed, as members have a copy of it, by legislator after legislator, but those same legislators and some from the Senate have come forward and say, don't wait any longer. Call the vote. Let's go over the incredible comments happening now. Kristen Gillibrand, who's a senator from New York, said, should we wait any longer for the Republicans to get this done? Absolutely not, she says, because we might lose our coalition for human infrastructure. I do not think the White House should relegate recovery to the judgment of Mitch McConnell, because McConnell will not function in good faith. It's just a terrible political misstep. Representative Ruben Galejo, Democrat out of Arizona, says they, Republicans, are not being players and we, Democrats, should move on without them. Then Representative Mark Ponkan, a Democrat out of Wisconsin, says, at what point do Republicans seriously come to the table? If Republicans don't come to the table, it doesn't mean Democrats don't serve the meal. And then we get to Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin, who says, Democrats ought to have a negotiation with the Republicans, but be prepared to finish with a reconciliation. Wow. And then Roy Khanna, who is that Democrat representative out of California. Roy Khanna says, I think we should move forward with our bill. Wow. So here's what you need to know about the substance and the procedure and the optics of what's going on. The President of the United States has told his insiders that for optics purposes, for the manner in which it looks to the public, he will continue to have lunch meetings, yes, literally lunch meetings, with Republicans all the way through up to the end of Memorial Day weekend. He'll have those meetings with them, and they'll say, we haven't moved. He said, okay, I'm not going to change. I'm not accepting that. See you again tomorrow. No. And just a lot of no lunches. Oh, another no lunch today. He'll continue to do that. But the senators and the House members already know it's reconciliation. They are already ready to call the vote. And this is incredible great news. Meantime, I also have incredible great news, which is the volunteers. The volunteers are viewers just like you, and they have stepped forward to help you get rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and also SNAP and internet. If you need help with that, reach out to the volunteers. Where are they located? They're in the description to this video. Open the description of this video up, and then you'll see the link to the community page. It has an emoji of a house. It then sends you to the webpage. On the webpage is a series of cats, a picture of some cats. Reach out to the volunteers. They're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. They can help you get assistance with those items if you can't find them. But guess what? I'm back in 60 seconds with incredible great news still about this stimulus, big news about forced stimulus, and breaking news from Wall Street that surprised a lot of people across the board. All that exciting news coming up right after this commercial break. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities.
That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then Afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now on Afternoons LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check, that monthly stimulus check, starting in the month of July, and fifth stimulus coming in September. I have all the incredible great news. This is LA. How are you? How's the weather where you are? Drop in the comments. Love to hear where you're tuning in from. This is LA, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, live in the morning, taped in the afternoon. Coming up after the show is Evenings LA in 2 hours from now. Then 2 hours after that is Late Night Crypto, our hit show. And then after that is our 9-hour late night show that goes an entire 9 hours overnight on crypto. So subscribe. I want you part of this family. Learn, inform, get fun, and have a lot of great news across the board. Also like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Let's get to the big news about fifth stimulus heating up today. Fifth stimulus remains a twist and turn. Why? Because people cannot figure out what the inflation rate will be in December. But we know more about it today. So fifth stimulus is that incredible SSI reform. Let's go over the details of it and then go over the numbers. It will raise your benefit limits, then remove the asset limit, add inflationary benchmark, then remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. It is the latest fifth stimulus from this fall, and that fifth stimulus is a 2 bills, 2-step, 2-month process, just like fourth stimulus. So let's go over what it is first, and then we'll go over slowly the math and the breaking news. So fifth stimulus would raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, or multiple benefits. Raise it up one big time to a big new number. That would be your big new number. Then they'd apply a inflationary benchmark. What is a benchmark? It means that every December you get a letter saying, hi, next year your benefits will go up this amount of money based upon the benchmark. So let's say the benchmark was 2%. You will get a letter saying, hi, next year your benefits go up 2%. How does a benchmark work? You only step up or stay flat. You never step down. So if inflation next year is 2%, you step up. If the year after that, 0, you stay the same. If the year after that, 0, you stay the same. There's no stepping down. Well, we've been trying to figure out, and we'll continue to look and figure out what potentially could be the inflationary rate in December when they do that step up. But there's more indication today from a leading economist who appeared on broadcast news this morning that the inflationary rate may certainly be between 3 to 8%. This is huge because we've heard 20% from Jeremy Siegel a week ago tomorrow. He's a professor at the Wharton School of Business. We've heard anywhere from 2 to 5%. We've heard also the Fed head out of Georgia saying that the growth rate will go up 250% between now and December. So that does not seem out of the ordinary, 4, 5, 6% inflation. It would be absolutely incredible great news for you. How would this work? Well, they would lift up your benefits that one big time under fifth stimulus, and then they would apply the inflationary benchmark. That would raise your benefits up, not just this next year, but a lifetime. Remember, once you lift up, you don't step down any time thereafter. It's incredible great news. What's also in the fifth stimulus? Asset limit removed. What is the asset limit? It means that if you're on benefits, you cannot keep more than $3,000 on hand. They would get rid of that. It's incredible great news, especially when you're getting those stimulus checks. It's dating back to a 1980s law, which would go away. Then they would remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law. It says you can't stay on benefits and also get income. Well, if you want to work now, you don't have to, but if you want to work $1,000, $2,000 a month, you can stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty would go away. The marriage penalty is horrible. So if you are on benefits, you lose your benefits. Or if you're trying to get married or want to get married, you can't because you're going to lose your benefits. Now love is going to win. Love is going to conquer. You'll be able to marry your lifetime partner and not lose benefits. It's incredible great news. That's fifth stimulus. Heats up this fall. Two-bill, two-step, two-month process starting September, out the door in around November. Remember, they're legislators. They make the representations. I'm just the news reporter. So now let's go to what's going on with fourth stimulus and the breaking news today that impacts fourth stimulus and fourth stimulus checks. Earlier in this recording, I went over how it's important to understand that certain stimulus instruments are going away and not coming back under fourth stimulus. They are unemployment stimulus, rental stimulus, and homeowners stimulus going away. The day started with the unemployment numbers being released from the Department of Labor. If you've been with me since day one, April 25th last year, you have seen me report every Thursday morning the unemployment numbers. When the pandemic started, we were at 250,000 new jobless claims right before the pandemic started in March of last year. Then we shot up to 1 million new claims a week for 30-something weeks, then to 800,000, then dropped to 600. Today, we dropped to the lowest number since the pandemic started. Only 400,000 new jobless claims last week. Incredible great news. But the number of continuing jobless claims grew a little bit, which signals that people had jobs and lost them. That FPUC is not the culprit. But here's what you need to know, is that Democrat and Republican leaders universally agree that unemployment stimulus needs to go away. So PEUC, FPUC, PUA are likely to go away. PUA may come back in that standalone bill from Ron Wyden, but all the other instruments are set to expire and not come back under the fourth stimulus. Also, rental stimulus, which I detailed on this video, is going away. So eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance. The idea is the following. Democrats want to lift those moratoriums by providing you enough money for rent now so you get caught up on your bills. So make sure you get that rent and mortgage assistance now because they're going to lift that in the next few weeks. Which brings me back to those monthly stimulus checks. The concept of monthly stimulus checks is to get you caught up on bills. And now there's more indication ever than before that they need you to get caught up on your bills. People are getting back to work, but in getting back to work, they still got bills. And those bills are not getting paid off. And the only way to pay those bills off is a fast, quick, sudden cash infusion from the federal government in the form of stimulus checks. Let's look back at that proposals from the senators. Potentially $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000, $1,400 over 6 months, $8,400. It makes a lot more sense than the House proposal, which basically just sends out money slower over a longer period of time. But the great news is that legislators want to get it done. Now today, minutes before this recording, the House members, who certainly want to give you a monthly stimulus check, voted and passed another bill. Nothing to do with stimulus, but quite ironic. They passed a $1.9 billion bill. It's not law, it's only in the House, that would fund the Capitol Police an additional $2 billion to protect legislators. Why can't they just get the stimulus done? Why are they focusing on protecting themselves at the price tag of $2 billion? Social media was sort of shocked by the incredible magnitude of spending of congressional leaders. But here what you need to understand is the following. If they're willing to spend $2 billion to put more cops outside the Capitol building to protect themselves, they're certainly willing to spend more money on stimulus checks for you. That's sort of obvious. Other breaking news, which are important to understand, is that the commodity market is starting to ease up, which is good for this economy. Going into this afternoon, we saw that the labor market is unstable. New jobless claims dropping, but continuing jobless claims growing. Labor shortages with businesses shuttering because they can't get people to come into work. And new housing starts yesterday. The worst drop in 15 years because lumber, copper, things like that, commodities continue to go up. They're now finally coming down, not a lot, but it seems to be working. There seems to be a major shift to the downside because builders said, we're not going to build. Also making news is Robinhood, the major popular app, announced today, the first time ever, that they will allow you to buy stocks on Robinhood at the IPO price before they go public. Initial public offering often involves a stock going listing on the public exchange, but you're not able to get the price until it runs up $30, $40. Now you'll be able to get it at IPO price via Robinhood before it trades its very first day. Incredible, great news. On the other side, two major breaking news that could impact the funding of the government. Number one, the Department of Treasury under Janet Yellen has asked the president to get more money to Treasury to enforce people who are not declaring income on cryptocurrency wins. This is amid concerns that people are making money on cryptocurrency and not paying taxes to the federal government. Ironically, this all helps stimulus because if they can get the money from people who are not paying taxes somewhere else, it'll alleviate the concerns of having to deal with issues like raising taxes for other people. And then finally, big exciting news as we hear now that the Federal Reserve may be moving into cryptocurrency with its own exchange. This would be a fully regulated opportunity for you to buy something for the federal government that is regulated and is digital. And with that, I hope you join my live cryptocurrency shows every night because if the federal government's getting into it, you have to get used to what it is as well for yourself as well. I make the shows educational and fun and informative across the board, and we have a blast. So tune in and join me next on Evenings LALATE in 2 hours from now. The excitement heats up with more new details about forced stimulus and the breaking news impacting the things across the board. That show is in 2 hours from now. Evenings LALATE is a big show tonight, so tune in. Also, then join me on Late Night Crypto and our 9-hour show after that. And subscribe. I want you part of this family. Grow this channel. Share the videos on Facebook, Instagram, Reddit. Tell people to come on over. Like this video. 2,000-3,000 likes. It really helps in the algorithm rankings. If you're in the live chat, hit that live button right now. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member so you get access to the PDFs every day like the one from Chalapal. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful afternoon. I'll see you next on Evenings LALATE. Stay informed, stay focused. Always stay positive. Always stay motivated. And stay with LALATE for more.